If you're struggling with bloating, gas, or abdominal discomfort after eating, or you feel like your body is rejecting the very foods that you're eating, and you've been told it's just food allergies, hold up. What if I told you that for most people with SIBO, it's actually food intolerances causing the problem, not food allergies? Today, we're diving deep into how small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, messes with digestion, why your body reacts to certain foods, and what you can do about it. Now let's break it all down. No fluff, just science-backed facts. Welcome to another chat. I'm Dr. Michael Arthur, otherwise known as the Mind Belly Doc, and you're on my channel where everything is gut related because, after all things health related, good or bad, begin in the gut. Today, let's clear up the confusion over food reactions. This is important because not all food reactions are the same. Here's the quick breakdown between food allergies, food sensitivities, and food intolerances. First up, we have food allergies. This is the classic immune system freak out. Your body sees a food protein as a threat, causing symptoms like hives, tongue and throat swelling, or even life-threatening anaphylaxis. These require immediate medical attention. Second, we have food sensitivities. While this is also immune related, the symptoms are slower in onset and sneakier. Think headaches, fatigue, and digestive issues that just show up hours or even days after eating a specific food or foods. And last, we have food intolerances. Now, this is where most people with SIBO land. This isn't about the immune system at all. There is no immune system reaction when it comes to food intolerances. Instead, it's a digestive issue. Your body lacks the enzymes needed to break down certain foods, and this causes bloating, gas, and discomfort. Usually, these gas symptoms are coming from the fact that if you don't digest your food, your bacteria will, and they will have a heyday with fermenting your food for you. When partially digested or undigested foods get fermented, the bacteria or archaea that are doing the fermenting will produce gas as a byproduct of fermentation. So, if you feel like everything upsets your stomach, it's probably not an allergy or a sensitivity. It's your gut struggling to digest properly. How does SIBO cause food intolerances? All right, we're going to geek out a bit here with some science, but I think it's totally worth it for you to understand what's happening with many cases of SIBO. And it all comes down to gut damage, specifically your brush border. The brush border is the inner lining of your small intestine, and it's where a lot of digestion magic happens. It's called the brush border because under the microscope, the tall column cells of the small intestine that make up the brush border look like the bristles of a brush or the teeth of a comb. Normally, these cells are tall, like my fingers here, because they are tall and column-like. They can house more machinery inside of them to produce and make digestive enzymes. The digestive enzymes that they produce help you to digest very specific things in nature, like the peel of an apple, the pith or little white parts of orange slices, the starchy content of beans, or the stringy parts of asparagus, for example. But what happens when SIBO bacteria damage this area? Well, whether the tall column cells are damaged directly by SIBO or as collateral damage from your immune system response to bacterial colonization, the cells can lose their tallness, and in extreme cases, the cells can become blunted, short, stubby-like, just like this. And if the cells have lost their tallness, no longer tall, now short and stubby, then they have also lost a lot of their internal machinery to produce digestive enzymes. And once you lose your digestive enzymes, you lose the ability to adequately break down those foods properly. And that's why certain foods, especially carbs, cause bloating, diarrhea, or discomfort after eating, and even hours after eating them. So, what are some examples of brush border enzymes? Let's start with lactase. Lactase breaks down lactose, or what we commonly refer to as the sugar in dairy. If the machinery to make lactase is damaged, you'll have lactose intolerance. Next, let's talk about sucrase. This very important enzyme helps us to digest sucrose, or what we commonly call table sugar or cane sugar. If this enzyme is damaged or not produced in sufficient amounts, then you'll have sugar fermentation, and this commonly results in bloating and discomfort anywhere from minutes after eating sugar to hours after eating sugar. And last, let's just mention maltase. Maltase is the enzyme that breaks down starches into glucose for us. If damaged or insufficient, you'll be left with all kinds of carb digestion issues. Now, this isn't an exhaustive list of all of your brush border enzymes, but you get the idea. When the machinery that makes these enzymes is damaged, you're going to feel it every time you eat a food that requires that specific digestive enzyme to break down that food product. All right, so if your gut isn't making these enzymes, can you just take a supplement and call it a day? Well, yes and no. Lactase enzymes in the commercial form called lactate are great for lactose intolerance. These work well if dairy is your main trigger. If you select something like the over-the-counter product Beano, you know the tagline, take Beano first and there'll be no gas, then you're mainly using a product that has alpha-galactosidase. This enzyme, alpha-galactosidase, helps break down beans, cruciferous veggies, and other high FODMAP foods. And since we talked about sucrase deficiency, what could you take to help with this? Well, you could take a product that contains the enzyme complex called sucrase isomaltase. While there are several over-the-counter products that contain this enzyme complex, I'll be honest in saying that the research is limited about how well this enzyme complex actually helps to break down our dietary starches. However, it can further help with sucrose digestion. Now, there are many supplements and digestive aids on the market, and some are certainly better than others. Many of the supplements out there will combine the above enzymes and put them all into a capsule or into a powder to help with multiple sources of digestive discomfort. One of the better known and highly advertised supplements that does this is FODzyme. Some people do great with this product sprinkled over their food, but not everyone does, unfortunately. The key takeaway here is to remember that enzymes help with symptoms, but they don't fix SIBO. They should be part of a bigger plan alongside diet changes and gut healing strategies. So what's the game plan? Well, if you have SIBO and you struggle with food intolerances, here's how to take back control. Step 1, follow a low fermentation diet. Remember, this is a temporary restriction of highly fermentable foods like onions, garlic, and certain fruits and veggies. Now, while this helps reduce bacterial overgrowth flare-ups, it's important to understand that this is a temporary fix and not a long-term solution. We've talked about this in other videos like the best diet to heal SIBO, so be sure to check that video out if you haven't already. But know that any restrictive diet done for longer than 2 to 3 months is going to start tipping the scales out of your favor with your good gut bacteria, and this will ultimately make it harder for you to expand your diet back out again in the future. Step 2. Try targeted enzymes. Use lactase for dairy, alpha-galactosidase for fiber-heavy foods, and experiment with others based on your needs, or consider a combination digestive aid that contains a variety of brush border enzymes. My personal favorite is called Therabiotic SIBO by Claire Labs, and it's available at FullScript. You can link to our store in the video description below to get a 25% discount. Now, step 3, reintroduce foods slowly. That's right, slowly. Once your symptoms start to improve, test small portions of previously avoided foods to see if your gut can tolerate them again. We're talking small, like stupidly small. When I had SIBO, I remember introducing 5 spears of asparagus. It was too much. I had belly pain and bloating all night long, and I paid the price. Now, the next time I tried to reintroduce asparagus, I knocked it down to 3 spears, and that was just fine. No symptoms at all. Crazy to think that an additional 2 spears of asparagus could overwhelm my digestive system and override my digestive enzymes, but those 2 spears definitely broke the bank. Step 4, heal the gut lining. Support your brush border by getting enough zinc, vitamin D, and L-glutamine to help your gut repair itself. This list of vitamins, minerals, and building blocks is by no means exhaustive. We can save that lesson for another video in the future. But if you are finding that you're having trouble with many different types of foods and bringing them back is really difficult for you, then you may want to consider the addition of something like butyrate or butyric acid. Keep in mind, though, that not all butyrate is created equally when it comes to supplementation. My favorite is tributyrin, which is a fancier form of butyrate that actually survives or bypasses digestion to ensure more delivery to the colon where it can be helpful. Helpful for gut healing, gut motility, nourishing good gut bacteria, and used as an energy source for your colonic cells. Such supplements are available through our FullScript store in the description below, and my personal favorite is Tributyrin Supreme by Designs for Health. Step 5, work with a specialist. Every gut is different. A functional medicine doctor or a dietitian can help guide testing and offer treatment personalized to your unique situation. So to wrap up, I hope you'll have the big takeaway that most people with SIBO don't have food allergies, but rather food intolerances caused by gut damage. The good news, you can take steps to manage your symptoms, support your digestion, and heal your gut. I hope this video helped you in some way, and if so, please hit that like button and hit subscribe for more gut health content. If you struggled with food reactions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, be well.